Good morning. Welcome to worship with St. Paul's United Church of Christ in Woodstock. No matter who you are or where you are on your life's journey, you are welcomed here. This morning we have a very special treat that is a worship service that has been provided by the Council of Conference Ministers of the United Church of Christ. And they are speaking from rooms just like this. I'm in my home office today, and they are speaking from their offices at home, from Hawaii to Maine and Michigan to Florida and everywhere in between. This is their gift to the churches, and it is a wonderful demonstration of the wider United Church of Christ, of our unity in spirit in the midst of these very challenging times. And the worship service is going to include all the regular parts of a worship service. There will be songs, there will be a special moment about Mental Health Sunday, there'll be a call to worship and a time for children, statement of faith, a pastoral prayer, a scriptural reading, an invitation to generosity, Holy Communion, and a benediction. It's a gift, and I hope that you will enjoy it. And stay tuned for us at St. Paul's next week, which is Pentecost Sunday. Please know that we are so appreciative of all the ways that you have been generous. You have given of your time and out of your abundance to love your neighbor, to love those near and far in this very difficult time. And we want you to know that your gifts of money are also appreciated. And if you are able or would like to make a donation to our church, you're welcome to send a check in the mail, drop it off at the church office during regular hours, or you can use our website and pay through PayPal or Realm, which are both wonderful ways for online giving. We thank you for your generosity. And just one more word that I need to share. There has been an awful lot in the news about churches reopening. And while our congregation hasn't gathered in person for close to 3 months, St. Paul's United Church of Christ, together with all of the Christian churches and all of the faith communities around this world, have been worshiping. And we are the church, not the building, but the gathered people. We have been the church gathered in worship via Zoom. We have gathered as a local congregation as participants in a variety of 6 different weekly virtual gatherings. We've been the church in homes and yards where Bible readings and affirmations of faith and graduate messages have been shared. We've been the church in sharing Easter and Mother's Day packages, in providing food and other resources for those who are hurting. We are the church in our phone calls, our notes and letters, our emails and text messages, even our Facebook postings, where so many of our congregation and so many of you have expressed your love and your concerns and your prayers for each other. We have been the church in providing virtual altar flowers that come at the beginning of our worship services, by providing special music and children's moments and daily meditations, and someone to staff the office to take your calls, which are so important to us. And I know that you're so glad that you actually get a person on the other end of the phone. We've even been the church at a sheep farm. And while I miss greatly seeing each of you in person, hearing us sing together in the sanctuary. I miss giving hugs and shaking hands and gathering the children in front of me for a children's moment. But in spite of missing all of those things, we together demonstrate that we are the church. Our consistory is hard at work establishing plans for how we might begin to regather safely in person. We have a task force that they have appointed to look at the best recommendations that we have received from the denomination, from the Centers for Disease Control, and from the state of Virginia. We are committed first and foremost to being the church, whether we are physically gathered or scattered throughout the community or the world. And we plan to provide every precaution to keep our community safe. You see, loving the Lord our God with all of our heart and mind and soul and strength, and loving our neighbor even as we love ourselves, that is what church is all about. Our consistory made the very wise decision that the earliest possible date that we might be able to resume gathering in person is not until the 14th of June. And what that looks like remains to be determined, as does that date based on what the statistics and the recommendations and the data and our discernment together show. We don't know exactly what church will look like, but it will be a little different, maybe very different than what we're used to. What we do know, what I am convinced of, is that we are church, and God is with us in all things. Thanks be to God. Amen.